Hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. I'm Mark.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm Sean.
And we're bringing you movie reviews with a twist.
And today we're looking at Despicable Me 2. Okay, so it's time for a review that all the family can enjoy. So Mark, no getting grumpy and no swearing. And if you have to, use words like sugar, fudge and poop. Alright?
I'll give it a shot. Despicable Me 2 once more stars the fudging awesome Steve Carell as Gru and Russell Brand as Dr. Nefaria. There's also a poop load of new members to the series in the form of Steve Coogan, Ken Jeong and Benjamin Bratt. Sugar. Almost forgot that Miranda Cosgrove is back voicing Gru's eldest daughter, Margot.
Now, during our trailer review we did for the movie, we mentioned a few things that weren't quite accurate. Sorry about that. So let's rectify. Point 1. Kristen Wiig does return to the movie, but she doesn't exactly reprise her role. Point 2. Al Pacino was going to be in the film and even recorded his voiceovers for it, but pulled out at the last minute because of creative differences. So the role of Eduardo was taken over by Benjamin Bratt, who I'm told had to match his voiceover exactly to Pacino's. And you know what? You couldn't tell.
Good one, Benjamin Bratt. I mean, Pacino's shoes are hard to fill.
As with the first film, this one was also directed by Pierre Coffin and Chris Renard.
Yeah, I also spotted their names during the credits as voicing the minions, and according to Pierre Coffin, he estimates he's lent his voice to over 899 minions.
It's a lot of minions.
This film follows on from Despicable Me 1.
Yeah, this time we see that Gru has turned himself from the evil loner villain who just wanted to steal the moon, and he's now become a loving father and a jelly-making entrepreneurial hero.
Gru is tracked down by the Anti-Villain League because there's a bad guy on the loose who's stolen some sort of serum that turns normal things into mental, hairy, evil, purple things.
Just like this.
Worked pretty well.
Yeah, that was excellent. So, Gru is hired by the AVL and is teamed up with one of their newest members, Lucy, in an attempt to infiltrate the local mall as shop owners in the hopes of finding the identity of the new villain.
But Gru and Lucy aren't on their own, of course. They're being helped, hindered and assisted by the minions. And to be honest, the freaky little yellow things did kind of steal the show for me.
The film has a mixture of everything with action, suspense, drama, romance, excitement and fart guns. And whatever this film lacks in plot originality and depth, sure makes up for it in laughs and fart jokes.
And you know what? A few well-timed, strategically placed fart jokes can go a long way. Go on then.
What?
It says in the script you got to do a fart on command.
But not for real. I'm out. I pooped before we started recording.
Poop.
Yeah. You have a go.
Alright, I guess. Sorry, I got nothing.
Is that Monstery Joe? What's he doing?
Dunno. Should we go check on him?
Yeah. He looks alright.
What did you inject him with?
Cottage cheese.
He's lactose intolerant.
Oh, I forgot about that. Give him a prod.
Joe?
He farted. Oh. I'm not cleaning that up.
It's leaving in his own filth. Now, with other reviews we've done, we normally comment on the acting and how the characters come across, but with this being an animated film, it's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing we can really say is that the whole cast did an excellent job of voicing the characters.
Yeah, although there was one accent that I couldn't quite pick out, and that was Steve Coogan's, and I had to wait around to the end of the credits and find out who he voiced. Turns out he was the head of the AVI, Silas Ramsbottom.
Bottom.
Despicable Me 2 is just a fun movie, there's no other way to describe it. Sometimes kids' films have a tendency to cater just to the kids, and therefore the parents or the family members taking the kids normally sit there bored out of their freaking skulls. But what Despicable Me manages to do is give the kids a good laugh with the slapstick humour and fart jokes, but also throws in some funny moments that the grown-ups can enjoy too. And that's part of the reason for the success of the franchise so far. And that's probably the reason the Shrek series did so well too. It never really pigeonholed itself to purely a kids' movie.
Now, I watched the film with my wife and our 4-year-old daughter, and we took along our 12-year-old nephew as well. And I have to say, the kids loved the movie. Our nephew thought it was as good as the first one, and our daughter thought it was even better. The downside of this, though, is that as it's mainly a kids' film, that means you're going to be in a cinema filled with other people's kids. And if there's one thing I really dislike, it's other people's kids.
Now, there's only really one word to describe this film, and that word is fun. It's an extremely fun movie, and I found myself laughing out loud the whole way through the movie, and I wasn't the only one, because that's happened way too many times to me, unfortunately. I heard pretty much all of the kids in the cinema come away from this with positive reviews, so if it manages to please them, and it pleases me, then this film is a winner in my book. If you have a family, then I highly recommend you take a trip to the cinema to watch this. You will not be disappointed, and neither will your kids.
If I had to criticise anything, then it would be that there were too many minion sequences in there. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the minions are great, but I think it could have had a little less of them and a bit more of Gru. Still, that's a very minor thing, and at the end of it all, my wife and I enjoyed the movie, and so did the kids, and that's all that matters, really. If you've got kids of your own or other young relatives, then take them to see this film, as they will love it, and you'll probably find that you enjoy it too, even if you're a grumpy old fart like me.
Thanks for watching this review for Despicable Me 2. Now it's safe to say this film is a big hit with the kids, and even with the big kids too. But we'd like to hear your verdict. Did you enjoy the film? If so, what was the best part? Leave a comment. We also hope you like what we do here at ChapterSkip, and if you do, then please subscribe for more reviews to come. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. All the links are in the video description. Thanks.
And you know what? A few well-timed, strategically placed well-fart jokes can go a long way. Well-fart jokes.
Well fart joke.
Well fart.
Jolly good. Well fart
fart
joke.
joke.
Well fart, yeah.
It was well fart. So, Despicable Me 2 once more stars the fudging awesome Steve Carell and a dog.
Someone have a gay.
Purple things. What do you do that for?
I thought it worked pretty well.
It just randomly pops up again.
Yeah, sorry, that's hard.
Drop to the floor, man. Method actor.